just like that.
Can you see?
Yeah, you can see on it.
How far do you want me to be?
I don't know, whatever's good frame. You think that's good? All right, this way. Here we are in the shop. Not a whole lot of anything that we got going on in here. Can edit that. Luckily, I'm the editor. But we have a whole lot of nothing in here. To start, this is the spare car. This is the car that sits up in the top shelf. It really doesn't do a whole lot of anything over the whole entire season besides sit up in the up, and then it sits right here before Trophy Cup. It only goes up before Trophy Cup and Chico for the high limit stuff. It's my only other second completely made car, and by complete I mean it has fuel lines, it has everything. I just need to plop a seat in it, but usually I have my spare seat in it, but I'm kind of disassembling it right now because I'm going to redo all my rear ends today, and maybe that'll be another video. And then over here in the second slot, we have the second baddest non-wing car in the state of California. This is the White Beauty with the old 2000 KKR body on it. Had a lot of success this year. Had a lot of clips put in it because I like to crash shit. And for the other race car stuff, the main race car isn't here right now. It's at KPC getting fixed because Kyle, you screwed me out of $1,500 at Kern, which really hurt the pocketbook of a low budget team. But this is my spare non-wing car. I got it from really cheap from Justin Sanders at a very low price. Thank you, Justin, for all the hookups. I know you're not watching. And I built it with all my spare parts on my spare shelf over there. That's just where all the random parts are. And yeah, that's pretty much how we made this car. It was a whole lot of random stuff, and it ended up biting me at Turkey Night because the rear caliper took a uh-oh and ruined the rest of my night. And then as for right here, this is the spare car. This one just sits here. It's going to be finally completely built this year. I've actually never had it built. It's always just kind of been like this. It usually has a rear end in it, like a steering box, all the good stuff. It's pretty much a kit car. If you're familiar with a kit car has brake lines, brake pedals, throttle pedal, wing lines, fuel lines, steering box, everything that sucks to put in a racetrack it has. All it needs to race is a front axle, rear axle, and tank. And then it's ready to go, and obviously wings. So it usually just sits here because if I junk my main car, which is at Kent's right now, and if I have to pull down that one and I junk that one because I like to crash, then it's this one's turn, and then hopefully by the time I wreck both of those cars, my main car will be back and it can be a spare, and then this one can be done again, and then it can go up top, and then I'll be running my main car again. So we kind of have a system. I've had these cars, these are 21s, and these are the first cars that I've ever bought brand new to myself. I've never owned a brand new car until these, and they're all three the same, so it makes changing parts really easy. This is the only oddball car that I have. And yeah, that's pretty much the race cars, but behind me, I have the baddest non-wing car to ever walk the face of California ever. It was a Big Max. It's pretty much an identical copy to these two, but I absolutely yarded that thing. So yeah, it's no more. It's actually outside. I could show you guys my graveyard. And then one seat's at Jimmy's, and then that seat's right there. I got to yank out that seat later today because I got to have KPC weld in my seat spacers so that way it's a little bit safer. And then the mule just lives right there in the corner, and my wall of bumpers. I have still my spare set of bumpers inside of the trailer, but there's a whole lot of shit in here, and it used to be a lot more crammed. Throw up a picture if I have pictures. But then come over here, parts cleaning station. Everything that's new and needs to be built is right here. Radius rods, these are my main bars. I usually cycle out bars. These bars are from 2019. Bars don't go bad, by the way, as long as they're a strange bar. Big plug to strange bars are the best bars in the world. But I got my ultrasonic cleaner, my Snap-on mini fridge. Shout out to Snap-on and Chico. He's the GOAT. If you guys ever need any Snap-on stuff, he'll come to the racetrack at Chico. He's always there helping me out. And then I got all my wall of lower panels, and then more lower panels, new lower panels that Max made me. Those are kind of just chilling. That's from my car when I used to never powder coat anything, but I decided when I got carbon bodies, it was time to really upgrade. Then we have all of our radius rods, or not radius rods, these are drag links and tie rods. But have all of them. And in here, this is the best drawer in the whole entire shop. All the titanium bolts, everything you could ever imagine to build a race car that's titanium is in there, and I have a plethora of it. And then anything to build rod ends, anything to build a car that I'm selling, all goes in there. That's where all the steel bolts are. And then I have my row of dirty drive lines and dirty torque tubes and balls. Those pretty much just come out of the car. I'd hate cleaning shit like that, so it just comes out and it goes dirty, and then my neighbor, he has a 3-year-old kid and he loves to clean stuff, so I'll make him clean it. Then we have our wall of parts, which it's actually been kind of getting cleaned up lately, but I've been doing a lot of rod ends, so I've been doing a lot of stuff and I kind of just leave it there. I have all my brake systems. I have everything to rebuild brakes right here. I have everything to rebuild rear ends and drive lines and cut them. I have all my cut drive lines. Those are just extra drive lines that haven't been cut or have been cut, and I'd mess with links, so there's a whole lot of everything right here. Extra shifters that come off of each car, wheel balancers, extra stacks for the 360s. Some are reduced, some are smaller, some are taller. I have a lot of stuff. And then here's where all the money is. That's a lot of money just sitting right there. And then the wall of headers in the shop, that's from everything from a 360 to a 410. I have 1 7/8 to 2 inch, from 1 3/4 to 7/8, steps, swept back, swept forward, straight tubes. I have anything and everything to detune a 410, run a 360. The 360 stuff's pretty standard, but I just have one set of 360 headers and then the spare set's up in the trailer. But I have a lot of chokes. Anything to do anything cool with a 410, it's pretty much right there. And then cool thing about this shop is I do a lot of things in-house. Like I rebuild my rear axles, I rebuild all my ring and pinions like you can see right there. And then I have my trial wall of axles. These are all different axles from KPC, shameless plug from KPC. They build the best front axles. I'm not gonna tell you what I run, blur that out. But yeah, if you guys wanna figure out what kind of front axles to run, hit up Kent, he'll tell you how they work and he'll definitely set you in the right path. But all these 3 axles, they're all completely different. They're all 50-inch wing front axles, but they're all made a little different. So he definitely welds them a lot more precise than Maxim, I'm kidding. But yeah, and then I just have my random wall of, this was where all my random parts came from. This is just random stuff that has been accumulated over time. And I gotta take some lines to Justin so Justin can copy them. So that way all my stuff's the same. And for future reference of a video, I have a lot of races. I have a shit ton. So if anyone ever needs standard races, I'm the guy. More tires, a lot of tires. And then, oh, this is the best part in the whole shop. Don't be shy, squeeze on through. All the body panels. There's 4 KKR coming to us soon. I got the non-wing body, I got 4 of them, carbon. That's gonna look badass. On all my wing cars, I'm gonna do that. I don't know, it might be high limit illegal, so we'll see. I'm gonna have to stretch the rules a little bit and I'm gonna have to do some fabricating. Luckily, I'm a fabricator, so it'll probably look pretty cool. And then just the rest of the bodies that I run, I try and stack them up each in order and all of them have the same. And yeah, and then there's my spare tank that kind of just chills up there. I hand paint my tanks, so that's why they look like shit. Because I'm not a painter, I'm a fabricator. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for the tour. But now, I guess this is where all the motors get pulled and dropped and done. I gotta yank that motor later today, but that's easy. That'll only take 5 minutes. One airline, because one main car is always here and then the other main car is always here. If they're racing or if they're getting maintenance, they're always facing forward, but these are just getting repurposed. So these 2 are sideways and so is that one. This is the only car being maintained in effect right now, so it's straight. And then that's why this air is right here. And then I do all my tires inside the shop on Tuesdays. And yeah, it's always done on the main car. I just sit here and I groove them and I'll pull this bad boy down and I'll heat sipe them and I'll grind them and I'll groove them and then it's all done. So that way I know what everything is every single time. Time to get into some cabinets. Cleaning cabinets, brake oil, extra seat belts, extra radiator stuff. This is pretty much what I use during a weekly basis. Just all in there. I got extra seat bolts because I'm constantly trying to throw my seat in someone else's car. I'm always trying to look for rides. I'm always bugging Jimmy May. Jimmy, ooh, Starbucks. Right here we just have a lot of oil. Whole lot of oil. More oil. Right here is probably the coolest thing that I got in the whole entire shop. And whoops, edit that out. Which one is it? Not the 410. Not that. Ooh. The main car, you're not gonna like this. The people are gonna like this. Bad bitch. That's what I call my main car. But these, I can literally put every single race car that I own inside of these boxes. Like that one over there, it's completely in its own box. That way I'm always using the same bolts and everything for every single car. And the bolts just stay in there. And then when it comes time to rebuild it, all I have to do is grab a brake system, put the brake system in. The steering boxes also sit on the front axle rack, but I gotta put tie bolts in them because I love tie. And yeah, and all the brake lines and then the bolts, everything's right there. So it's pretty easy. This is a hot mess right now. It was clean at one point in time, but all my spacers and everything go right here. Left is with the left hand, right is with the right hand, and then I just grab it and I throw it on the axle and it's ready to go. And then here's all the new parts. I got a lot of new parts. Luckily, I already bought all the new parts. I still got to clean that, but like I said, I hate cleaning stuff. So yeah, it's just gonna sit there for a hot minute. Here is my beautiful drawer of body fitting. It has everything I could ever imagine to fit a body inside of on a sprint car. Anything that's fabrication wise, I got my Dremel, I got my wire wheel, I got all that good stuff right there. And then here's the expensive cabinet. This is where all the stacks are for all the 410. This is all the cool stuff that I'm running intermittently, and all of the air filters. Everything that's important is in here. Like from ignition boxes that need to be sent off. These ones don't need to be sent off. Plates, and then the row of tough pumps, which is very expensive. And then this is the somebody's got to do it drawers right down here with all the simple green and all the sprayers. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, we'll give my dad his little glory. That's his back area, and it pretty much just stays how it is all the time. Just a whole lot of nothing. That's where he works on go-karts. And if he ever wants to organize, that's his organized area. He just kind of goes to town, and this place would be very disorganized if it was for me, or if it was because of me. But he comes out here and he organizes everything, and yeah, it looks beautiful. Wall of Zins. Can never have enough Zins. Rear ends, got to rebuild all the rear ends. Got to take all the axles out, take all the bearings out, and then give them to Kent. So, because my mom would frickin' kill me if I put those things in the oven and the freezer. I got my freezer back there for doing parts. I use a lot of Mother Nature. I don't use a press at all. I use heat and freeze. Heat and freeze? Heat and cold? Heat and cold. Use a lot of heat and cold. But yeah. All right. Now, we're going to cut all this. Into the back area. Got that from my grandpa. That's an old phone booth. Maybe it'll be worth money one day. If anyone thinks it's worth anything, drop it in the comments. I'd be sick. I'll sell it to you right now to give me more space. But here's all my welders. Whenever something needs to be done, it's right here. I got a press, I got a drill press, and then my wire wheel. It's kind of all stacked up closed right now because I don't need to be using the wire wheel. Usually I'll wire wheel bars every single race just to make them clean, because if you keep them clean, they're going to last you a lot longer, and then they don't go dead. And then I got all my non-wing tires. They just sit here, collect dust, because I'm not a non-wing guy, I'm a wing guy. More oil, go-kart motors. That's going to be coming out pretty soon. Every single thing I could ever imagine to do bodies. I got a porta-cut, I got a wheel saw, I got a little Scotch-Brite wheel, and then all my mufflers that I'll need because KWS is dumb and we got to run Flowmasters. Actually, that's not KWS, my bad. My bad, Jim Allen. California's dumb. We should just run Schoenfelds everywhere, but oh well. Steering boxes. I got to send off some boxes, so they're out and about right now. And then 2 go-karts. They look like shit, but you'll have that. More Titan wings. I run Titan or top wings, Sellers nose wings. Firm believer in the fat cap on the top and the bottom. Ooh. The best wing to ever touch the face of the earth is right there. It's a dish wing with a cut right side panel and a pushed forward left side panel. Oh my God. If they ever let me bring it back, that's why it's sitting right there. I got it from free from Joe Mott Jr. This is your first time seeing this. This is gonna hurt. This is the wall of shame, or the row of shame. This one's from Trophy Cup. That one really hurt in 2020 or 2021. I don't even know, 2021. I had a lot of shit years at Trophy Cup, but this one we were leading the A main and I ran into Ryan Bernal. I kicked out the lower rail. That one hurt. This thing is absolutely junk. Maybe I'll be able to make a Frankenstein car out of it. That one back there is from Ventura. Absolutely junk as well. This one hurt the most. This one I was seeing stars for a while and I don't really remember much of the day, but I flipped at Ventura again, Turkey Night. Both of them are from Turkey Night. This is the first year I've ever finished a main event at Turkey Night, which is unreal. And then that one's from non-wing at Kern. Whole lot of non-wing accidents, and they're all flips too. This is the only one that wasn't a flip. It was just bad. What time are we at?
15.
15 minutes? All right, we're done. That's good. That's good content right there. If I cut it, it'll be like 10 minutes.